Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you all to our roundtable this afternoon that is being live on Horeca show channel, and it will be recorded and will be as well on YouTube channels after the show. So I will be starting by welcoming our panelists today. So I will be starting by Mr. Sharif Azzat. If everybody can please introduce briefly yourselves and your hotels.
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Sharif Azzat. I am the general manager for the newly opened Golden Tulip Riyadh, a 94 rooms hotel, 4-star hotel located in King Abdullah Road. Has been three months opening. And we are looking forward for a successful season and successful opening on this coming period. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome with us on the roundtable. And Mr. Taha.
Hello, everyone. My name is Fadel Tahar. I'm the Cluster General Manager of Ibis and Adagio here in Jeddah City Center. And my hotel is open almost a year and a half ago, right before the COVID for 2 months. And then our brand is belong to the leading hotel operator, Accor. And I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you. Mr. Saadeh?
Yes, my name is Andre Saadeh. I'm the general manager of the Crown Plaza Riyadh Minhal, based in Riyadh. This property used to be a Holiday Inn long time back. It has been rebranded. I'm very eager to launch the new product that we're coming up with, a full exhibition center with 2 ballrooms, 14 meeting rooms. We're having a new wing with club rooms and a club lounge, and 2 additional restaurants. So very eager to be launching these sometimes very soon.
Welcome and thank you. My name is Nada Alamuddin. I'm going to be the moderator of this panel today. I'm a partner at Udima Consulting Services, which is a consulting company specialized in hospitality, retail, and real estate in the Middle East and Africa. So let us start this panel, and thank you again for joining us. I can see that we have a newly opened hotel, a rebranded hotel, and a hotel that has been operating as well through the very challenging COVID times. So my first question is going to be for Mr. Tahar. How did your hotel cope with the COVID-19 pandemic the last 2 years, especially that you opened just 2 months before the pandemic hits really the globe? And what kind of measures did you take?
I think when we got hit by the COVID-19, the first thing we did is we review all our practice. Previous practice were no longer good. So we went on and we review the practice in terms of safety of our staff, the health of safety of our internal staff. Then, of course, we start thinking about our external staff, what to do next to ensure that everyone is safe. And right after that, of course, the commercial strategy, it moved along too. It's no longer business as usual. We have to reposition the brand and we have to reopen. And from the commercial side, the strategy shifted for us, at least, from B2C for the recovery and more digital attracted focus more on domestic channels. It's no longer the international channel. And of course, also we capitalize on government measure in terms of quarantine groups. And we were lucky enough during that period to be able to work directly with the Ministry of Health to secure some almost, long months, few months of business. And furthermore, we adopted all the measure that is related to the F&B. So there were a lot of changes of practice. There was a new normal, there's a new practice, and that was the biggest thing that we did to cope with this pandemic when we're currently dealing with it until now, actually.
Thank you, Fadel. Andre, what about you, and how were you able really to cope with it? And were you operating, or it was like the transitional period? Just tell us about it.
Yeah, we were basically operating, and we came up with safety measures for both guests and staff. I believe that each brand came up with their own security protocols, and there was as well the Ministry of Health instructions that we were thoroughly following. During that time, I believe that for us, enhancing the knowledge of the staff and educating them on a personal and collective responsibility was really key. People were not really aware of what was it exactly and the danger of it. There were even people sometimes in the market that we heard of that they were hit by the COVID, and some employee of other hotels, you know, they even passed away. So that's why it was a very important topic for us to create this knowledge and educate the team properly. And you know, lots of people as well were threatened. They thought that, you know, because occupancy levels were relatively going down, they were threatened on job security. And that's why it was important for us to ensure there is a proper communication that was put in place. So we can, you know, do kind of town halls on a weekly basis in order for us to, you know, advise the people on how we see things and how it's moving. Now, from a commercial side, you know, everything shifted to digital. You know, people were no longer able to go and visit people in their offices and all that. So it has moved to digital. And then, you know, the social media marketing became very in at that time and more important than ever before. You know, virtual summits, virtual exhibitions, etc. So we were getting adjusted to a new way of living. More emphasis was placed on cost minimization, you know, in order for us as well to protect the profit. So for us, we were thinking that since the revenue was not able to be generated in an appropriate way, then we need to go into cost-cutting measures. And then we were focusing on any business that was available in town, you know, focusing more on the market penetration index than on the rate itself.
So we're going to tackle that more in detail in few. We will be more speaking about how did you like, what was your clientele like, and especially that you had in the kingdom, the airport, which was closed for a long time. You could not have like neither the locals leave nor people coming in. So we're going to be tackling. If I go now back to Mr. Izzat, I know that your hotel is fairly newly launched, just like 2-3 months ago. So basically, I can assume that the whole period was the construction phase of that hotel. So tell us more, how much did COVID affect the construction phase, and how much the delay was for you?
Yeah. Well, we actually faced some challenges when it comes to this construction period, because we had problems when we are supposed to receive certain goods that are supposed to be shipped to us from around the world. In fact, in some cases, we were trying to call some European countries because most of the materials that we got was from Europe or from Turkey. We had difficulties in getting the things on board. On site, and the idea is that we were not able to contact the companies there, because most of the companies, they were either closed and they were taking the measures not to make the production. So we got a lot of delay. Luckily, we were not affected with this delay because it was in our favor not to open during the pandemic, because, you know, the launch of a new hotel, it's difficult that you need to have everybody in place, and you need to have a lot of work to be in place, where you expect a minimum percentage of occupancy and revenues. We did not face this problem. In fact, once the pandemic was complete, it was finished. I mean, I would say it's on the way to be finished. But many measures now have been in place to allow hotels and to allow everybody to get back to the normal operation and normal life as they have been practicing before this COVID. For us, we got use also of this period by trying to ensure that everything is in the right way and in the right place. We just made tests and tests and tests in order to ensure that once we open, we don't face difficulties and problems of the pre-opening period. So I would say, yes, we face difficulties in getting the things on board, okay? But we also get an advantage of taking the time in order to test all our systems like that. And I think we are on the right track now.
How long was the delay? You were supposed to be launching your hotel in like before June. You had previously a date set?
We were supposed to be launching, in fact, early. We were supposed to be launching in April, April 2020.
Ah, wow. So it took you like more than a year. Okay.
Yes, because as I told you, at that stage, what happened, most of the materials that were supposed to be coming, it stopped. It was not possible to be released. And we understand this is a measure that has to be taken care by all governments and all entities. And we must say that we had to live with it. So that's the idea.
Thank you, Sharif. Now, if I go back to Fadel and to André, now we know that the airport was closed. We know that there has been domestic tourism, which was surging in KSA. But how did you manage to get clients? Now, Fadel, you were telling us a little bit about you were able to secure some business for 2 months. But what did you do? Did you adapt your rates? Did you have to drop your average daily rate during the crisis? Was that helpful to bring you business? Can you tell me more about it? If I start with you, Fadel.
Certainly. I think in the beginning it was kind of dark. Nobody knew exactly which direction we're going. As soon as we figured this out, of course, we knew that the only channel of business left during that period of anxiety, as I call it, is the government business. So we mainly focus on government business. Of course, also in the other side, we really, once we were able to succeed in that way, and it was a true drop in the rate. There's no doubt about it. It's becoming irrelevant, the previous rate. We wanted to make sure that there's any way to secure the business and to secure the well-being of the asset and the investment. And with that in mind, right after that, we focus, as we said, on the digital venue, and we try really to market our room differently. We try to take this initiative more as, you know, as a come and self-isolate yourself in comfort, or if you get bored at home, join us, you know, because you'll have more. We have room friendly. So it's more marketing through digital, try to upsell through a different technique. So it's being shifted with the reduction of rate, with some support that we receive, also direction from the government. We're able to gain some ground with that.
Being in Jeddah, and Jeddah known to be like the summer season, the vacation, the vacation city. Did you witness, because you had a surge in domestic tourism when the airport was closed? Did you see that as well at your hotel? Did you start seeing like more Saudis coming, not only for business, but coming to stay at your hotels?
Definitely. I think also the government initiative to stay home, and there's a big promotion, a big initiative from within the Ministry of Tourism, encouraging the local to take their vacation at home. During that period, it helped us a lot. And we were able to get a good business, and we felt that right away, actually, the impact of COVID started in March, very much that when everything is locked down. By almost December, we felt there was a surge in terms of the vacation. For the school vacation, we were able really, and there was more as a stay vacation and short vacation. People were fed up at the end being at home for 4 or 5 months. And we were
exactly. Okay, thank you, Fadel. What about you, André, in Riyadh?
Yeah, for us, you know, the international travel restriction has basically pushed and changed completely the geographical segmentation that we had. You know, it was more dominated by local markets. So we've been focusing on anything that would attract the local corporate that was still moving on. They just mentioned earlier the government, so we were focusing on this, and we were focusing on some staycation, like the people that were coming in from either the eastern province or from the western area, from Jeddah, or the people that were coming here either for business or for a staycation. I don't know if you know that last year they did something called Riyadh season, and during
Yes,
the
of
Riyadh
course.
season, most of the hotels were full. So we were really focusing on this offer in terms of staycation, which was something basically that we were not witnessing previously in Riyadh. So it was a new market basically for us. Now, other than rooms, we focused a little bit on, we started thinking in a new way, like going into food delivery, like having a buffet on the table with all the restrictions that were imposed by the Ministry of Health. And then for the people that were stuck with us in the hotel, we started doing for them something called the grocery list. So we were buying for them, because we in some of the rooms we had easy making facilities, so we were buying for them grocery lists, and then they were selling it to them.
Okay, and did you have to adapt your rates? Did you have to decrease your rates so that you can attract more clients, or you didn't need to go
the rate wouldn't attract decreasing the rate wouldn't be attracting additional business. The demand that was there, we were trying to meet more or less the budget of the people that we were targeting, but it wasn't a strategy to decrease the rate, no.
Okay. Now, Sharif, I know that you just started last June, but from what you are seeing as a trend, do you feel that the domestic tourism is becoming one in Saudi?
Of course, now we've seen a movement within Saudi Arabia, because as we all know that most of the countries around the world, it's not still the travel restrictions are there, and people are afraid that when they travel, something could happen and then they cannot go back, same as happened last year. So
Yes.
no, we've seen a lot of movement from the local market within the market. We also understand that there is some initiatives that are being done by the government, like the Riyadh season, like the activities. One of them was the successful Horeca show that we are having now, because as we said, it's approximately almost 2 years since we've had the first exhibition to be in place. These are all signs that there will be better performance in the coming future, especially that the government of Saudi Arabia also has done really a remarkable work and remarkable efforts in order to contain and to control this pandemic. It is better for all the locals to move around. Some of them started to explore areas that they did not see. A lot of we started to receive a lot of clients from around the other provinces, and yes, we see this happening, and we are very eager for what will happen in the future, especially with the Riyadh season being coming, and also with the initiative of the Crown Prince, when he's asking now most of the companies to, as long as they are doing business in Saudi Arabia, why not have your head office in Saudi Arabia? So this is another initiative that will attract most of the companies to start also opening their offices, main offices in Saudi Arabia, which is having a lot of opportunity in the coming future.
Great. Andre, do you agree with Sharif about that? And how do you foresee the year to come? Do you see an end to this crisis?
Listen, the end to the crisis, it's not only at the level of Saudi Arabia. It is something that is really worldwide. So it's very difficult to really come up with a prediction or say something related to that. But what I can say is that the government of Saudi Arabia is working tremendously in order for Saudi to be put into the highlight for the coming year. Definitely there will be something that will be changing. The activities, the initiatives that they are doing are tremendous and they are excellent. And the measures that they are coming up with in order for them to limit the COVID inside Saudi Arabia are really working. And then the numbers are showing. And I personally believe that they are on the right track, and we will be witnessing a blooming season
So are you foreseeing an occupancy like previous years, except the COVID ones?
With a change a little bit in the market segmentation, yes.
So a change,
Sharif just mentioned something that's very important. In the coming years, they are expecting to open corporate offices and head offices inside Riyadh in order for people, and this will really make a big difference in the corporate market.
All right. How about your hotels and in Jeddah? Fadil.
Definitely, we are positive. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, that's for sure. The government is putting all kind of initiative in the local level, and I see also there's a hopeful indicator from the international level. And it's we are positive, which is this is the time also we are working on our future number for 2022, and our number of 2022, it's clearly is optimistic that we are hopeful and positive towards that.
Okay, and so basically, do you see an end to this crisis? Do you see an end, or as Andre said, this is like more on the global level?
I think I'm a big believer everything will have an end. When? That's the question.
That's the big question.
Yeah. When it's you know, we live in everything is connected. The whole world is connected. We are not longer we can say we are protected here. I think in terms of business, it's very tough call. As long as the pandemic is there, as long as the whole world is not safe, I think there's always we are all at risk. But I think everyone everywhere that work on towards that, and with all this initiative that we hear and we pick up from different sources, everyone is hoping that in 2022, at least after June, things should be able to recover. So we feel like perhaps the first half of next year, we still coming perhaps to an end, and maybe by next summer, we'll come to have a better control over it.
Maybe we will go back to the old times.
That's my personal prediction.
Yes,
sorry, Nada. In fact, I would like just to make a small announcement. I mean, I disagree with the idea that we should be waiting for the end of pandemic. I would say we cannot rely on that. What we can say is that how can we live and manage our life with this pandemic? At the beginning, it all started difficult. Everybody was not aware what to do, and everybody was in a panic. Now, when we try to measure and see ourselves today, and we compare it from 1.5 years ago, it's completely different. Sure. I don't think that we should rely really on the end of the pandemic. I would say, how can we live and manage our life with the pandemic, not only in our business, but in all sectors of the other business around the world. So definitely we need to come up with solutions, come up with new creative ideas in order to be able, first of all, to save the people, to make sure that we safeguard clients, team members, guests, and then try also to generate more opportunities, or create more opportunities that will come up with new revenue centers for the hotels. That's my just humble point of view.
Thank you, Sharif. Now, just before the pandemic, like 2 years ago, we started having new tourism laws and regulations in Saudi. And did you start like really, is it still early to assess, because we were hit with the pandemic and then the airports were closed again, but you know, we had the visa, like so many countries were able to get visas at the airport. We were able to access as well Saudi with the Schengen visa or a US visa. So anyone, especially from the operating hotels, started like seeing their businesses impacted from those new laws that were imposed, Andre?
For us, you know, definitely, and I cannot say no, but it is still moving on. And you know, we are adjusting ourselves, we are adapting ourselves to this. but I cannot really give you a clear answer just, and saying this is what it was. I'm not sure in Jeddah or if any of the other people in the panel would say differently.
Yeah, Jeddah, Fadil, at your end at Jeddah, was it, did you feel any impact, especially like people come to Jeddah as well for some vacations and so on? Did you feel anything?
No, not yet. Honestly, I agree with Andre that it's not, we haven't seen anything yet. And not only that, you see Jeddah is the gate to Mecca. And as long as Umrah and Hajj is not there,
religious,
the religious tourism is still, that's a big one. It still has not been launched yet. Can you imagine the rest?
Though they just opened last now the Hajj, but there was a restriction and limitation in the numbers of people.
Extremely limited until today, so we don't see that, because usually when Mecca is open, we see a little bit of demand in Jeddah too, because people will come and spend at least one day before they travel to shop. So that's another reason that we don't see anything this year.
Okay, thank you. Sharif, coming back to you, did you postpone some of the opening of some parts of your hotel because of the pandemic? I know that you took your time, but did you postpone anything regarding the project and the launching of the project, parts of it, because of the pandemic?
No, in fact, we just moved fast. We said there is no time to waste. Let's invest this period by trying to make everything that we wanted to make happen. Sometimes you feel some restrictions, or we say it will take some time until the opening. So let's postpone it a little bit later. So we had all the time and said, no, it's the best time to invest in order to make everything happen. I would say also that our owner is having another property in Jeddah, which is now working in developing. The only issue is that it's a matter of time. No, there was no absolutely canceling of any projects. Definitely not.
All right. And did you have any expansion plans at your end, Andre, at the hotel?
Yes, we have. As I told you, we are building. There is a new building basically, and it's gonna be all club rooms with a huge club floor. Really beautiful one. 2 additional restaurants that will be added to the food and beverage outlets here. And then we just opened now 2 ballrooms and then 14 meeting rooms. It's like a kind of a meeting center. So it's really beautiful. So we did not stop the expansion. We believed that it was the right time to start, investing and making these investments, so it can get the return on the investment when the whole thing is, when the whole market is going back to normal. So no, it did not stop the expansion plan.
Great. And at Ibis and Adagio, did you plan any expansion? You are still like a new hotel, a fairly new hotel. You just opened not long ago. So was there something that stopped or was postponed?
Postponed. I think for Ibis and Adagio, of course, it's open, but we also have a partnership or a core with the Isai Hospitality to open at least another 6 to 7 hotels in the region. So from that side, everything is being postponed, on hold until the market recover a little bit. But our expansion will be ongoing as for future year.
Do you mean for the group?
Yeah, for us, in partnership with our owner. That was the idea, is to expand, to open more hotels.
For your same owner, okay. And as a group, as Accor, since you are now part of Accor, do they have plans in the future to open more hotels in Saudi? Of
course, we have a lot in the pipeline. I can only speak right now that it's already been announced. It's coming up to Jeddah, a Fairmont Hotel and a Raffle Hotel, just on the Corniche side. Plus, of course, it's coming to open the first quarter of next year. We have the Swiss Living, which is another 5-star Swiss Living hotel. Is coming up very soon. It's already right there on the map.
And you have as well in Al Ula, I guess, the Banyan Tree.
That's for sure. That's a beautiful project too, that it's been launched and going on, and we are very good with the partnership too.
Okay, thank you. What about Golden Tulip, Sharif? Do you have new projects upcoming in the pipeline in Saudi?
Of course, there are a lot. There is already one it's area Neom already opened. There is also another 2 properties coming in Riyadh, but this is going to take some time. Already there is in Medina 2 properties also are in place now. Yes, there is a lot of projects coming on, and the company is in fact now eager to sign more agreements in the region. On the time when I opened our hotel, there was another hotel that was opened in Aniza as well, a Golden Tulip that was opened also at the same time. I mean, after 1.5 months of our opening, there was another one that opened there.
Okay, what about IHG, Andre?
Well, officially, I'm not representing IHG. I represent my own hotel, but I know that they are developing several properties. One of them is a new InterContinental as well, and then other properties within Saudi. So the expansion plan is there.
So I do believe that it is a good time to invest in Saudi, gentlemen, right?
For sure. This is the right time, of course. I'm sorry that I interrupt. Please carry on.
No, please go ahead. It's fine. Go ahead, Sharif. I'm done.
I know, I'm telling you one thing. I lived in the UAE for some time, and I've seen and witnessed the change that happened in Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
Because by that time I was in Abu Dhabi. I feel it is happening here now in Riyadh, because there is a lot of initiatives. You see, a lot of new rules and laws that are being created in order to attract and get the tourism from outside. I see a new regulations for classifications for the hotels, putting better measures, okay, to upscale the hotels. I see also this visa issue that you've been talking about.
Yes.
This will make life easy for people, investors, in order to come and open their business. So this will also make make them take the decision easier. I see also this initiative of the Crown Prince about the opening of new corporate offices in Riyadh with a deadline. So again, this will create and this will attract people to come and start from now, because now it's not early. It's too late when you say now for 2024. You need to start from now. Okay. I see also the initiatives from the government for this Riyadh season. This creates attraction for the local market to go around. So all these things, in fact, gives you a positive indication that there is something happening, and we must be ready in order to be catching these kind of initiatives and these kind of things that are done in order to enhance the economy here. By the way, there are many other projects that are happening in Riyadh, and the government did not stop. They are still, and it's going. There are new projects. A lot of projects are being happening in Riyadh, and it is going on. And this is like an opportunity for everybody to create and open their business here.
So basically, Andre, the new projects that that Sharif was mentioning, and we know that there are so many projects happening, the neon and so on. Don't you think they're going to be affecting you in the business, and that we will be having a shift of the clientele? And I will ask the same question as well to Fadel.
Listen, affecting us, I'm someone who always believe in growth. I personally believe that the market is only growing, and the new rules, as Sharif mentioned earlier, like the new corporate offices or the new head offices that are opening up in Riyadh will drag lots of business to this place. So I believe that the market have space for everyone, and everyone will get his share of the pie. So there will not be a proper cannibalization, because I believe that the business is only growing. especially that as well, that there will be some cannibalization from other countries to Saudi Arabia. So for me, if we are talking corporate-wise, it can only grow. And the domestic tourism is something that is becoming à la mode, as we say. So it's becoming in, and it can only grow as well. So with the travel restrictions, with all what is currently happening, at least for the coming, let's say, couple of years, I believe that both segments will be growing.
Fadel, what is your opinion about that?
I totally agree. I think we are, all of us who are in line with the Vision 2030. We see a huge dynamic. We see a huge opportunity in terms of growth in our sector, the tourism in general. There's a lot of huge event that comes in and being hosted here that really generated a huge revenue for us. For instance, I can speak from my hotel. I never thought Formula One would be in Jeddah in December. All the hotels almost booked. I never thought last year I will be hosting the Dakar Rally. It's also coming back this year. And never thought we'll have the international golf tournament here. So these are great initiatives, definitely exposing us to the world. And it really creates a huge new venue to explore and draw a new border around our business here in this area. And I think that's what makes us all excited. In addition to that, the push from the local business, the staycation and everything comes from the local. And what we do to animate this segment is bringing a good positive impact, because we realize the local segment is very important segment. If you look at the stats of the local, how much they travel abroad versus how much, now they will be satisfied with everything is around, it pushes us to create everything else, from tour hiking to everything else that they never done, to scuba diving. There's a lot of a new way of thinking that honestly, this region is becoming very attractive, and a lot of explorers that will keep, they will want it to come here. Plus,
exactly,
the business side, all the corporate company that is coming to Riyadh, all these initiatives. There's a lot of things. Expansion of Al Haram that is going to be hosting 2030 will be hosting 30 million. That's the expectation. Just Jeddah Airport will be hosting 20 million visitors. These are a huge mega project. Is definitely done with the right strategy for the vision of 2030. I think the business is only keep on moving forward. Let's be ready for the wave. We can surf it right.
So there will be room for everybody. What about the Airbnb trend, by the way? The Airbnb trend is being like a global trend. It's everywhere. Are you starting to feel that in Saudi? And would it be a threat to your hotels, and especially the ones that got the apartments, the parts?
No, I think it will definitely not be a threat, at least from my perspective, from my eyesight, because what we're doing as our operator, we understand and we know the needs of the local, and we're adapting our strategy to their needs, which is we have the second Adagio. It's an international brand Adagio that comes to KSA. Two of them are in Jeddah, and we'll be expanding the brand somewhere else. Adagio concept is basically it's a apart hotel, but apart hotel with full service. It's definitely, you cannot compete with us. With Airbnb, I think our price is right, the service is right, the international brand behind it that support the service and the quality is behind it. So we don't feel threatened.
Thank you, Fadel. Andre, Sharif, you want to add anything regarding the Airbnb trends?
Only thing I would like to add is that I'm thinking from now about the challenges we will face when this boom is going to take place. That's the thing I'm really concerned about. And I can tell you from now, I believe that now we will face a great difficulty in finding the right team members and calibers. That is what we should think of now, in fact, and because the business is coming. We are all for sure, all the measures or the indications in Saudi Arabia saying that there is going to be a big boom in this country in the coming few years. I would not say travel restrictions about COVID. I would say the precautions that the country is doing in order to make sure that we will have more people, and there will be a lot of people. And I think, Nada, as I told you, the first exercise is the Horeca. It's the Horeca. Now, I've been there yesterday. I'm sorry, and the first day, a lot of people are going and coming. Everybody is eager. I think we should think of the challenges that we will face, not to be afraid of the revenue, because everybody, it's a big cake and everybody will take his share from it.
Thank you, Sharif, and thank you for all the positive vibes you are spreading in that panel. André?
And from my side, I mean, your question was very, very direct, and it was mainly related to Airbnb. I personally did not yet feel the impact of this yet on us. It's a completely different product, different offering. So I did not yet feel that they are competing. The future, what will it bring for us? I don't know. But for the moment, we did not feel this presence yet.
Great. I would like to thank you, gentlemen, for this insightful panel. I don't know if anybody would like to say anything before that we conclude.
I thank you all. It was nice to meet you all. I thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of this. And thank you. Merci.
You're welcome. And we wish you all like a great year to come. And we will be definitely seeing you live soon. And next time, hopefully at Horeca as well.
Hopefully, and good luck for you as well in Lebanon with all what's happening. So good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.